ready to shatter the status quo and unleash your leadership potential? Sick of the same old tired leadership advice? Well, get ready to disrupt your thinking and transform your leadership skills. Welcome to Sound Leadership with DJ, the podcast that's about to challenge everything you thought you knew about leadership. Join DJ as he dives into the trenches with industry trailblazers, exploring the real issues leaders face today. From innovative strategies to proven techniques, we'll uncover the secrets to taking your leadership from good to great. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and equipped to conquer new heights. Join the movement and let's redefine leadership together. This is Sound Leadership with DJ. Leadership Redefined.
Hey, it's your healthcare consultant, and if you're watching this video and you're hearing me speak, you're hearing the sound of my voice, you've probably looked at my blog titled Embracing Your Journey. And today I really wanted to just do something different. I wanted to talk about embracing the journey, but I really wanted to show you and talk to you about my journey as a healthcare consultant. As many of you know, I am a registered nurse and a licensed nursing home administrator, and I currently reside in Honolulu, Hawaii. But I didn't always live in Honolulu, Hawaii. I am originally from Detroit, Michigan, and I lived there for over 30 years of my life before making a change and embracing the journey and moving to Honolulu, Hawaii. See, growing up in Detroit, I never thought I'd leave the city of Detroit. I mean, I was there for my whole life. My whole life up till I was 30. I knew nothing outside of the city of Detroit. I had never really traveled. My mom had took me over to our sister country. So we went over to Canada, been to Cedar Point in Ohio, but I'd never been to anywhere as far as this. And in fact, I've never known anybody to come as far as where I am now. And for me, coming to Hawaii was a journey that has evolved over time. See, I first came to Hawaii in 2015, and I came here because my wife pushed us to come here because I owed her this trip once she graduated college. See, when she enrolled in college, I told her when she graduated, I would take her to Honolulu, Hawaii. Well, that was 4 years prior to the date of us coming, and I had forgotten that I had told her about this. Well, she didn't forget. And 2 weeks before she was destined to graduate, she came down to me. I was in the basement and said, "Hey, I hope you got our trip to Hawaii planned because I'm graduating and you promised me to go to Hawaii." Now, I did what any good husband would do. I panicked. No, I didn't say that. I denied it to the T. But deep down in my heart, I had known that I had promised her Hawaii and I needed to make it happen. So I got online and I started looking for flights to Hawaii. And for some odd reason, they were super expensive, right? Who knew, right? In May, they were super, super expensive. But one day I was up at 3:00 in the morning and I found a round trip from Detroit to Hawaii for $300 something. And all the stars was aligned and I bought the ticket. And I presented that to my wife and said, "Hey, honey, I got these tickets to Hawaii and I'm excited to share that with you." Well, she was excited to get the tickets, and she immediately started packing her bags because she just knew I was going to come through. So she pulled out the bag that she had already packed and then threw another one on top of it and started packing my clothes because apparently she knew she was going, but didn't know if I was going to make it to Hawaii. We fast forward to us in Hawaii, and when we're in Hawaii, I'm here in awe. I loved it. I loved every second of it. I'm walking around. I'm embracing the aloha. I'm throwing the shakas to people. I'm saying hi to everyone. They're saying hi back to me. And this is different. I'm from Detroit. I don't know if you know, but Detroit has always been known as not the best place. So we'll just leave it at that. And here I am, a black man, a black nurse with my wife here, and I am just embraced and welcomed by everyone. And that started my journey. See, while we were here, we fell in love with the island and we said, look, in 5 years, we want to move here. We don't know how we're going to do it. We don't know why we're doing it. We just feel we need to go here. We need to live here. We need to be here. And that started us on focusing on a journey. We now had a goal. 5 years from now, we wanted to live in Hawaii. And when we went back home to Detroit and started to share it with our family and friends, everybody laughed. Nobody believed that we were going to just up and move to Hawaii. Everybody thought, oh, this is crazy. Why would you move to Hawaii? And we're trying to tell them it's this magical place. We're from the D and it's so magical and we just feel like we need to be here. And our family and friends, they weren't buying it, but we were. We were focused on our journey. We knew that this is something that we had to do. So over the next few years, we saved and we saved some more. We saved even more and we saved enough. We saved so much that I thought we couldn't save no more because we knew we was coming to Hawaii. Well, the 4th year passed and we continued to save. And then the 5th year was here and it was time to move. Do you think we moved? Do you think we've done all that saving and we decided to move? Do you think we cashed in on that dream? Well, we didn't. And I'm going to tell you why we did not. See, it was in that moment, 2020, COVID had just hit, and we were both working on our master's degree. And we said, you know what? This is not the right time. There's so much turmoil in the world. We don't know what's going on, so we're not going to move away from our family. I had a lot on my mind because at the time, my mother was alive, and she was battling sickle cell. And for me to move across the world from my mom just didn't sit right with me. But I knew me and my wife was going on this journey. We were focused on this journey. But I often found myself self-reflecting on the what ifs. What happens if I leave? Who's going to take care of my mom? Who's going to be there for my mom when she gets sick? Who's going to take her to the hospital? Who's going to talk to the doctors? Who, what, when, if, where, how? That was my mission. That's all I thought about as I was self-reflecting. Is this the right thing to do? Hey, did you hit that like button yet? That subscribe button yet? Well, if you didn't hit it, that's how I get views. I need the views. Sound Leadership with DJ invites you to like and subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform. If you haven't, hit that bell, hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified of every single episode that we host here on Sound Leadership with DJ. Have you done it yet? All right, now back to this episode. And it was in that moment I sought covenant in my wife and described to her what I was going through, both emotionally and, mentally and emotionally. I had a mix of emotions in my head as to what I needed to do and what should I do. On one hand, I got my wife, who I've promised this to. We've saved. We've told the world we're moving. And on the other hand, I got my mother, who I am the caretaker for, the caregiver for. I am her person who answers to her doctors and be there for her when she needs someone to be there. So after a lot of self-reflecting, I went back to the original goal, the original journey, and it was to move to Hawaii. And in 2021, we moved to Hawaii. I tell people all the time, we moved to Hawaii without a house, without a job lined up, without a car. We just packed up our belongings and we moved. We moved from Michigan to Hawaii without knowing anyone. We believed in ourselves. We believed in the journey. We had self-reflected, and this is what we needed to do, and we made it happen. We got to Hawaii, and when my wife got off the plane, thank God for her, she was beating off jobs with a stick because she's an educator. Me, on the other hand, I was in for a rude awakening. See, although I was a registered nurse, a licensed nursing home administrator, what I didn't know, or poor me for failing to do the research, is there were truly only about 5 hospitals on this island and a total of 41 nursing homes across all the islands, which means there are limited jobs for C-suite executives such as myself. So I found myself once again embracing the journey. We've saved all this money. We're here now. We're just going to do whatever it is to stay on the island. I found myself embracing this journey and doing a lot of self-reflecting and soul searching. I got here in June, and I didn't find qualified work until the end of August. A little bit of it was on me because I was doing a lot of relaxing, a lot of beach, as you see right behind me, a lot of chilling in that hammock right there, right behind me here in Hawaii. But some of it was just the lack of jobs that I couldn't find. So I did what I always do. I went back to the books. While I was looking for jobs, I got my Lean Six Sigma Green Belt and started to get other certifications under my name to help make me an even better applicant. Because here I was, double masters, and I still wasn't the strongest applicant. I still wasn't getting calls. And through that time of self-reflection, following my journey, and continuous learning, it led me into some rooms that I was destined to be in at the right time. See, I had always wanted to be a healthcare consultant, but the times never matched up. It didn't align. And if I'm being frank, I probably didn't have all the skills needed to be a healthcare consultant at that time. But it took me moving, stepping out on faith, and coming here to Hawaii, where I gained additional skills to close down a hospital. After 66 years of being in existence, I am leading a closure. There's no manual for how to close down a hospital. There's no manual for how to lay off over 100-some people, how to transition over 100-some residents out. There's no manual, and it definitely is not one for one on a remote island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. But here I am, having to move the needle forward because I had a mission and I had a job to do. And from there, I decided to kind of hang my own shingle out. And that's when I started to work as an independent healthcare consultant. I hold a master's degree in informatics. I hold an MBA in healthcare management. I'm a licensed nursing home administrator, Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, PMP cert, all the other certifications. So I said, if I can get up to work for someone else, why can't I get up and do it for myself? And it was at that moment I had in my head the skills to enter into the next room that I had been always trying to get into that I wasn't allowed into. So it stemmed from me following the journey, me coming to Hawaii, me leaving Michigan, coming here without a house, a job, or a car, for me to embrace the change. I don't know that I would have achieved what I've achieved here in Hawaii had I stayed back in Michigan. I've learned so much. I've grown so much as a healthcare executive, as a leader, as a person, as a husband, as a father, as a girl dad. I've learned so much. But it all stemmed from me doing the three things I talked about in my blog: focusing on my journey, having the power to do self-reflection, and then embracing the learning that goes with it. I promise you, if you do that, you'll reach every goal that you intend to reach. When it's time, your door open. Don't be shunned because the door is not opening. You keep knocking, because at some point, that door will open. Because here I was, double masters, and I still wasn't the strongest applicant. I still wasn't getting calls. And through that time of self-reflection, following my journey, and continuous learning, it led me into some rooms that I was destined to be in at the right time. See, I had always wanted to be a healthcare consultant, but the times never matched up. It didn't align. And if I'm being frank, I probably didn't have all the skills needed to be a healthcare consultant at that time. You'll reach every goal that you intend to reach. When it's time, your door open. Don't be shunned because the door is not opening. You keep knocking, because at some point, that door will open.
Thanks for tuning into Sound Leadership with DJ. If you like this episode, be sure to Subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform. Share your favorite takeaways with a friend or colleague. Leave a review and let us know what you think. And remember, leadership is not just a title, it's a choice. Choose to lead with purpose, passion, and impact. See you on the next episode.